Hey guys, welcome to the clubhouse. I'm Billy Jackson, and today's video is going to be on Jaxby Games, my game design company. Okay, now, I know I do movie reviews and stuff like that on this channel, and I have the clubhouse, but I also have been working on my own game design company for the past 20-some years. If you know me on a personal level, I've been working on this for a third of my life, and it's finally come to fruition. And I've got my games here, and I'm going to show you some that you can, check out for yourself. You can go to, got my business cards made. Bam! Jaxby Games. That's my business card. You can scan that, or you can go down to the link below. That's my website where you can get games. You can see the history of Jaxby Games. You can read about how the games, got created and stuff like that. And join the email list for updates on new games coming out and trade shows that I'm going to be doing. I am going to let you know about my first trade show coming up, April 26th, at the Clemens YMCA. Please come down and join me there. It'll be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a short amount of time, but a lot of people go through these trade shows. I joined the Clemens Chamber of Commerce, and I'm going to be doing all their trade shows. Well, maybe not all of them, but the ones I can do, I'm going to do anywhere that's locally, available. So I'm very excited about doing my first show, so please come down and join me there. And see everything else that they offer at these shows. I've been to a couple of them. I think they're a lot of fun and a great way to get your name out and your product out, and this will be my first one, so hopefully things will go great. And hopefully you'll be there. But anyway, I wanted to show you my first games that I've got coming out. Now, at the trade show is the only place you'll be able to get the limited edition Conflict games. And I say limited edition because I've had to change the name of Conflict. So I've got about 200 games left over of the actual Conflict games. They'll have limited edition stickers I'm getting made for them. And I can still sell them at trade shows and to friends and family and stuff. So that's amazing. I'm glad I was able to do that to save me some money. But yeah, you can get limited edition Conflict. Now Conflict you can play 6 different ways. A lot of fun. It's basically it was my first game that I created. You have the rules, which, you can read about them if you get the game. Comes with 120 cards, and they're basically dice cards, that have dice on them and bonuses and stuff like that. And it comes with 12 dice. And these are basically what they call D&D dice. You have D4 through D20. And they're all different colors, and the colors of the dice match the colors of the cards. So basically, when you're playing the game, you kind of, you play a card, and whatever color that card is, that's the die you roll with it. Just to help you familiarize yourself with the dice and the cards themselves. But yes, Conflict was my first venture. It's been very successful so far, and I can't wait to sell more of them. And I think if you like dice games and you like card games, I think you would love Conflict. But it's going to be called Keep 'em Rolling. Keep 'em Rolling will be the new title of this game, which I'm excited about, and that's okay for it to be renamed. No big deal there. Just now these become limited editions, so if I ever do become famous and make it big, the limited edition games will drastically, go up in value. Because they're a limited edition. I got 200 of them, so you might want to just buy all 200 of them. You just go ahead and just buy 200 Conflict games, and you might possibly be rich in the future. I'll make it happen for you. But anyway, other than Conflict, I've got Hump Day, which is basically I'm calling this my signature game because this is my favorite game that I've made so far. Now, granted, I've got 8 games coming out in the next 4 years. They're all in the testing phases right now, but once they pass the testing phase, I go to trademarks, and then when they pass the trademarks, then I start producing. And Hump Day actually will be my first digital game that I'm making. All my games will be digital eventually, but Hump Day will be my first digital game on the market coming out next year. It was going to be this year, but ran into some problems, but no big deal. There are no such thing as problems, just situations, and I worked through it, and I'm getting the ball rolling on that once again, so I'm excited about the digital version coming out maybe by the end of the year, but probably around springtime next year, and realistically. But I'm going to get it out as soon as possible. But anyway, Hump Day plays like Rummy, but with days of the week and colors instead of numbers. You have Monday through Sunday, and then you have, holiday cards. There are 6 holiday cards. And they kind of change up the game while you're playing the game. Really fun, but it plays like Rummy. You lay down sets and runs, and you play out holiday cards that switch the game up while you're playing. But essentially, you're trying to get to a point value that you create at the beginning of the game, and you place cards, and at the end of the round, you add up the numbers to take down a score, and the first person to reach your objective number wins the game. Now, another game. I originally designed this game. It's called Rascally Rabbit. Rascally Rabbit. And I originally designed this game for like a younger market, kids and families, they could play together. But when I went to testing phase of it, I found that the adults love this game, which is great because you interact with people. Let's see. You have what we call paw cards. And then you have cards like misdirect and tracking, and then of course you have the Rascally Rabbit card. And the objective of the game is to place all the paw cards 1 through 6, and then finally place a Rascally Rabbit card. And when you place a Rascally Rabbit card, you get a point. You shuffle up the decks and play again, and the first person to 2 points wins the game. It's a lot of fun because you actually, on your turn, you take cards from other people's hands, and they could either help you or they can harm you. And you want to try to get the people to pick the harmful cards out of your hand, which are the misdirect cards, which makes you discard a card that you have placed. A lot of fun because it's really interactive with the people that you're playing with. And another great thing about Rascally Rabbit is that my best friend's daughter, 14-year-old daughter, did the artwork for it. And I think she did an amazing job. She is going to be a very masterful artist in the future. I'm so excited for her and very proud of her for doing what she did on Rascally Rabbit. And we got it out, and it's done and ready to sell. So here we go. Now, if you go to the website, I have tutorials for Hump Day and Rascally Rabbit. Now, I can't post any conflict tutorials just because of the name change and everything, but once the name goes through and we make it keep them rolling, I will get tutorials out there for you. But if you ever have any questions, you can always join the email list and ask me questions. I'll respond very quickly to you for any answers you have. Or if you know me on a personal level, you can always call. If you go to the website to order a game, if you live in the area, in the triad, you don't have to pay for shipping. You could just click on Get From Me and email me and let me know that you live locally. Send me your address and we'll meet up and I'll give you your games there. And you don't have to pay for any shipping. Unfortunately, if you buy it from anywhere else, the shipping is kind of expensive, which I'm working on trying to lower the price of the games. And so hopefully in the near future, the games or the shipping will drop down a little bit. But just starting out, this is kind of how it's going to go. Now, on the website, they're worth $15 a piece. Hump Day and Rascally Rabbit are $15. Conflict games are $20. Conflict games are $20. But if you come to the trade shows, the prices are going to be $11 each or 2 for $20. And conflict games are going to be $15, or you could buy all 3 games for $30. It's a great deal for a lot of fun that you can have with your friends and family. And all of my games are family friendly. They're age appropriate, and they're basically made for around ages 8 and up. So it's not something that's very difficult to do or to play. They're a lot of fun and can bring families and friends together. And like I said, eventually they'll go digital, but right now I like staying with like the analog way of playing cards because that's what I love, and I love making games for that. And my friends love to play cards and stuff, so I kind of make games for them, you know, so they could play. And they're great testers too because they got big experience on how to play these games. And actually, Hump Day was made for my friends that get together every Wednesday and play cards. Shout out to my friends Julie and Bert and Scott and Keith. They play games on Wednesday and they call it their Hump Day, and it inspired me to make Hump Day for them because their favorite game is Rummy 5000. So I tried to make a game, relatively close to Rummy, so they would enjoy it, and they do. It's their favorite game that I've made so far, except for some of the games coming out, which I can't tell you the names of them or anything. But like I said, I've got 8 games coming out. They're all in testing phase right now, and they're all doing great. So I'm planning on 2 or 3 games a year, and hopefully this will take me to be able to become a vendor for Walmart, and we can actually see them in stores here soon. I'm praying for that deal to happen. But thanks, guys, for joining me. Please go check out my website. Join me on my email list so you can keep up with everything, trade shows coming up, new games coming out, and all the news that comes from Jaxby Games. And I look forward to seeing you, and I look forward to hearing from you on the website. And let's keep the ball rolling. And don't ever forget, guys, just like me, don't give up on your dreams, because they can happen as long as you stick to your own motto. The only thing stopping you is you stopping. Bam!